On the morning of October 27th, 2018, a gunman entered the Tree of Life synagogue in Pittsburgh and opened fire, killing 11 people and wounding 6.
Shots rang out just before 10 a.m.
We're under fire. We're under fire.
Authorities are identifying the shooter as 46-year-old Rob Bowers and say this was a hate crime.
And members of the Tree of Life Synagogue, conducting a peaceful service in their place of worship, were brutally murdered by a gunman targeting them simply because of their faith.
Bowers' social media rife with anti-Semitic messages.
Now, for many, I think this massacre has faded a bit from memory. It's run together, perhaps, with the incomprehensible number of mass shootings we've seen in the years since. But it was uniquely horrifying. It's the deadliest attack on the Jewish community in the history of this country. And as we've learned in the immediate aftermath, the gunman aired his hatred for Jewish people on a social media site called Gab. It has become a haven for white nationalists, neo-Nazis, and other extremists. On Gab, he shared anti-Jewish images and conspiracy theories about Jews controlling the world. His bio on the site read, quote, "Jews are the children of Satan." Shortly before he attacked worshipers of the Tree of Life synagogue, he wrote this final message, claiming that a Jewish refugee organization, quote, "likes to bring invaders in that kill our people. I can't sit by and watch my people get slaughtered. Screw your optics. I'm going in." Of course, we have seen extremism explode on social media, and it's not always clear if the platforms can or should be held responsible. That's not really the case with Gab. Gab's kind of in another category. Gab was founded and it is run by an explicitly anti-Semitic Christian nationalist named Andrew Torba. Torba is very open about who he is and what he is trying to do.
We don't want people who are atheists. We don't want people who are Jewish. We don't want people who are, non-believers, agnostic, whatever. This is an explicitly Christian movement because this is an explicitly Christian country. Now, we're not saying that, we're going to deport all these people or whatever. You're free to stay here, right? You're not going to be forced to convert or anything like this because that's not biblical whatsoever. But you're going to enjoy the fruits of living in a Christian society under Christian laws and under a Christian culture. And you can thank us later.
Andrew Torba regularly spews vile, hateful ideas suggesting that Jewish people are evil and that they should not be in positions of power.
Look at the fruits of what happens when we allow pagans, Jews, non-believers, atheists to run our country, okay? What happens? What is the fruit of that? Well, the fruit of that is massive inflation, a border invasion, billions and billions of dollars being sent to foreign countries, a suicide epidemic in this country, deaths of despair. Like, look at these people. These are the people, like, they just look evil. Like, look at them. Just look at the screen. They look evil. You could just tell. This is a Christian nation. Christians outnumber you by a lot. A lot. And we're not going to listen to 2%. You represent 2% of the country, okay? We're not bending the knee to the 2% anymore.
In case it's not clear, that's the head of the Anti-Defamation League, the oldest Jewish civil rights organization in the country, that he's saying they won't bend the knee to. So, disgusting stuff. You would think someone with such despicable beliefs would have no place in polite society, and certainly no place in mainstream politics, right? But guess who Andrew Torba, that guy, CEO of Gab, is being paid for his services? The Republican Party's nominee for governor of Pennsylvania, Doug Mastriano. Mastriano, you will recall, is himself far-right conspiracy theorist who helped Donald Trump in his attempt to overturn the 2020 election. He was at the Capitol on January 6th. He rented buses for people to go there. He believes the election was stolen, or so he says. And earlier this month, Media Matters uncovered this filing showing the Mastriano campaign paying Gab $5,000 in April for campaign consulting. Mastriano, who supports Christian nationalist ideas himself, is running against a Jewish man, Democrat Josh Shapiro, in a state where the Tree of Life massacre occurred and where its memory is horrifically fresh. And for weeks, he has not bothered to address this scandal until now. We'll have his response next.
Okay. So I wanted to kind of bring that, to you guys so that you can have the opportunity to see some of the stuff that's happening in this country that you may not want to look at. And Christian nationalism is a serious problem. It's the same thing as fascism. People forget that Hitler not only had control over the legislature and the courts, he also had a collusion with corporations and religion. The Catholic Church was eating him up. They had him, and he was just so delicious and tasty, to them, that they misled a lot of Christians to be supportive of a regime that was fascist. So government and corporations can't succeed on the same level unless they actually have religion supporting them and their lies and their mess. So I keep talking about this show called Handmaid's Tale. There's actually a movie. There's a book about it and a movie, about it. And the movie is free on YouTube. It's like, I think it was made back in the 70s or the 80s or something like that, but it's still interesting. And I think they actually have an audio book of it on YouTube that you can listen to. And the series that I'm getting ready to show you, you have to pay for it. It's on this site called Hulu. And so I've watched the first season. And I tried to watch part of the second season. And where I was at that point in my life, I couldn't watch it. It was just too painful. Really, it was painful. And so I do encourage everybody to watch at least the first season. It is insane. And when you go back and you listen to what this guy was saying, and then you look at this trailer, they match. They match. So let me let you hear or watch this trailer. I'm using this under fair use. So I don't know who's in charge of my account over at YouTube, but they need to leave me alone. Okay, so here we go.
Before. That's how we let it happen. When they slaughtered Congress, we didn't wake up. When they blamed terrorists and suspended the Constitution, we didn't wake up then either. Now I'm awake. My name is Alfred. I have another name.
Ladies, I have to let you go. It's the law now.
They needed to do it this way. All the bank accounts and the jobs all at the same time. Can you imagine the airports otherwise? Run!
You girls will serve the leaders and their barren wives. You will bear children for them.
There's an eye in your house.
I'll send you to the colonies. You'll be cleaning up toxic waste and then you'll die.
Tonight is a celebration of Gilead and of what we have achieved.
We only wanted to make the world better.
Better?
Better never means better for everyone.
I want to keep on living for her.
Remember your scripture. Blessed are the meek.
And blessed are those who suffer for the cause of righteousness.
Incredible. Incredible. And Christians, they don't want to get it. They don't want to get that people don't want to live in that society, with them. I'm sick of listening to shit Christians say. Oh, I'm sorry, Lord. I'm sick of listening to Christians talk about what they think they believe in when they won't even sit down and read their own stuff. I mean, what? You got Lutherans. You got Episcopalians. You got all of them. Mormon. They don't even follow what their own sects, and I call them cults, because the whole thing is a cult. Your individual cult is telling you that this is what they want you to do, and you won't even do it. But then you'll turn around and make laws trying to make everybody else do stuff that you don't want to do, yourself. I mean, it's plenty of Christians that have abortions. And the fact that they're sitting up allowing this kind of mess to happen in the name of the Lord is just insane. The Lord is about liberty. You get to make up your mind. He's not going to force you to worship him. This is your opportunity. You either follow him or you be in the world. That's your choice. You can't make people who want to be in the world do what you want them to do, especially when you in the world too. You're doing the same thing they're doing. Then you're going to turn around and take the Bible out and dust it off and then tell people that this is what they have to do because it's written down in this book and you ain't even listening to it either. I just, I'm over it. I really am over it. And this whole thing, that's going on with abortion, has just put stuff at a whole new level. I mean, people don't even understand what they're doing. People, I see why conservatives are scared of liberals, but I also see why liberals are scared of conservatives. I mean, y'all are giving each other the ammunition that's required in order to turn y'all into the Hatfields and the McCoys. That's all I see. It's ridiculous. And you're trying to base it off of a religion that is not true. The whole thing is a lie. That's like with this whole thing going on with Trump. Everybody, they went over to the Capitol to defend Trump's lie. And they don't see nothing wrong with it. And they sitting up changing history in our faces. I know what I saw. And then you go and talk to one of them. And they're like, oh, no, that's not what happened. Are you serious right now? And yeah, they are. And that's what they do. They fashion history so that it settles in their mind so that they don't jump off a building or hang themselves, from their roof. They don't jump off their roof, or they don't take a gun and shoot themselves in the head. They have to do this in order for them to be able to exist. Otherwise, they'd have to kill themselves, for the heinous B and the S, that they got going on. So, yeah, I'm not trying to make this a long video. If you're still hanging with me, I appreciate it. And check out that last video with Married at First Sight. I got the channel up, so I'm going to put all that stuff in the description. And I hope that you guys join me, over there to, break down the show. That's it for right now. Thank you for your time and attention. Until the next video.